They say age is just a number, but after 60, your body starts whispering truths your younger self never paused to hear. And one of the loudest whispers today is about vitamins. What you really need, what's just hype, and what might be quietly draining your wallet while doing absolutely nothing for your health. And in this moment, let's strip away the marketing noise, the shiny labels promising eternal youth, and take a clear, honest, science-backed look at what really works and what's just a waste after 60, especially for the beautiful, wise community that has given decades of love, labor, and life, and now deserves truth, clarity, and strength more than ever. And let's begin with the hook that catches most: multivitamins, the one-a-day heroes sitting in almost every medicine cabinet across America, bought out of habit, hope, or headlines. But do they help, really? A large 2022 report from the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, analyzing dozens of studies, concluded that for most older adults without a specific deficiency, daily multivitamins don't significantly prevent heart disease or cancer, and yet they rake in billions annually. Why? Because the idea of a nutritional insurance policy is comforting, but real nourishment doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from what your body actually needs. And here's the truth: your needs at 60 plus aren't the same as they were at 30. And your digestive efficiency has changed. Your bone density may be declining. Your muscle mass may be slipping quietly each year unless you fight to preserve it. And your ability to absorb key nutrients like vitamin B12 or D is compromised. And so, let's start there, with vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin that's more like a silent warrior for your bones, immune system, and even mood. And yet, according to the CDC, over 40% of older adults in the U.S. are deficient, especially in northern states where winters are long, or in those who stay mostly indoors. And a deficiency here can lead to brittle bones, frequent illnesses, and even depression. But when taken wisely and in the right dose, usually 800 to 2,000 IU daily based on your doctor's guidance, it can be a lifesaver, literally, not just a supplement, but a safeguard. And paired with calcium, it becomes a dynamic duo fighting off osteoporosis. And here's the waste: if you're already getting calcium through fortified foods or dairy, overdoing supplements can backfire, leading to kidney stones or even heart issues in some studies like those published in the Journal of the American Heart Association. And so, testing and personalizing, not just guessing, is key. Next, we move to the overlooked hero: vitamin B12, essential for nerve function, red blood cell production, and mental clarity. But here's the kicker: after 60, your stomach produces less acid, which means you might not absorb B12 from food as efficiently, making a supplement often necessary, especially if you're experiencing fatigue, memory fog, or balance issues. And this isn't speculation. It's backed by research from Harvard Medical School, which emphasizes that older adults should either consume fortified foods or consider a B12 supplement, ideally in the methylcobalamin form, which is better absorbed. And don't forget about omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish oil, which have strong evidence in supporting heart health, reducing inflammation, and possibly aiding in cognitive function, with the Framingham study showing that people with higher omega-3 levels had larger brain volumes in old age. And that's no small matter, especially when Alzheimer's and dementia are major fears for many aging Americans. So if you're not eating fatty fish like salmon twice a week, a high-quality supplement may help. But beware the low-grade oils on shelves that offer little more than placebo, And always look for those certified by the USP or NSF for purity and dosage, because when it comes to your brain and heart, quality can't be compromised. And speaking of memory, let's talk ginkgo biloba and ginseng, often touted as brain boosters, but the science is mixed. Some small trials suggest a mild benefit, but large meta-analyses, like one from Cochrane Reviews, show no consistent proof that they improve memory in healthy seniors, meaning you could be spending on hope, not help, and that money might be better spent on actual cognitive boosters like physical activity, social connection, or even learning something new, which have stronger effects on neuroplasticity. Now, what about vitamin E and C? These antioxidants were once hailed as miracle cures for aging, but modern research, including findings from the National Institutes of Health, suggests that in high doses, they may do more harm than good. Vitamin E, for example, has been linked to increased risk of prostate cancer in men, and megadoses of vitamin C don't necessarily prevent colds or chronic disease, especially if your diet is already rich in fruits and vegetables, which are far better absorbed and utilized by the body than synthetic pills. Next, magnesium, often missing from modern diets and crucial for over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, including muscle function and blood pressure regulation. And yet, according to NHANES data, nearly 60% of adults over 60 don't get enough. So if you suffer from cramps, sleep issues, or constipation, magnesium glycinate or citrate supplements may help, and they're often better tolerated than the oxide form, which is cheaper but harder to absorb. Meanwhile, zinc is essential for immune support and wound healing, but oversupplementation can suppress copper levels and ironically weaken your immunity. Balance, again, is everything, and when in doubt, test levels or discuss with your healthcare provider, not with Google. Now, let's unpack the probiotic trend, which has swept through the wellness world promising gut balance and better digestion. But here's the truth. Unless you have specific gut issues like IBS, the benefits are murky at best, and not all probiotics are created equal. Many don't survive stomach acid or even reach your intestines, making them a fancy drain cleaner rather than a health boost. And if you're not careful, you might be taking something you don't need at all, especially when fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut offer real benefits at a fraction of the cost. And now, turmeric and curcumin, heavily marketed for joint pain and inflammation. Some evidence supports its anti-inflammatory properties, especially in arthritis sufferers, but again, bioavailability matters, and without piperine, from black pepper, or a proper delivery system, your body might not absorb it. So unless your supplement is clinically backed, you may be buying yellow dust that offers no relief. Now let's talk collagen, increasingly pushed as the fountain of youth for skin, joints, and bones. And while small studies suggest hydrolyzed collagen might improve skin elasticity and joint comfort, especially in postmenopausal women, the evidence is still emerging. And again, it's not a replacement for protein-rich diets or physical activity, which build muscle and preserve function far better than powders. And what about iron? Surprisingly, many older adults, especially women post-menopause, no longer need iron supplements unless deficient, and excess iron can be harmful, especially for those with hemochromatosis or other metabolic concerns, making it one of the most common waste supplements when taken unnecessarily. Test, don't guess. As we continue this journey, we must also highlight CoQ10, often recommended alongside statins, which many older adults take for cholesterol management. Why? Because statins can deplete CoQ10, which plays a vital role in cellular energy, and a supplement may reduce statin-related muscle aches or fatigue, backed by studies in journals like Mayo Clinic proceedings. And then there's melatonin, used for sleep, which naturally declines with age, and a low-dose supplement, 0.5 to 3 milligrams, can help with sleep onset, especially in seniors. But higher doses can disrupt circadian rhythms and shouldn't be taken long-term without guidance. All these supplements float in an ocean of choices, but the anchor is always this. What does your body truly need based on your current health, lifestyle, and labs? Not your neighbor's regimen, not what you saw on an ad, but you, your unique biology, your own wisdom. So before you buy that next bottle, ask, am I feeding hope or healing? Am I investing in health or just habit? Because after 60, your time, energy, and resources are sacred, and every decision matters more. And while the supplement aisle may seem like a maze, the truth is simple. Eat real food, move your body, rest your soul, test before you guess, and supplement only when your story calls for it, not when the label screams louder. And remember, it's not about chasing youth. It's about honoring this beautiful seasoned chapter with clarity, grace, and empowered choices, because the truth about vitamins after 60 isn't in the bottle. It's in how you live, choose, and care for yourself. And at the 60+ chapter, we believe in creating a life you love, mainly after 60+ age, where not much people and supports are with you. Every story we share is meant to bring hope, knowledge, and tools that help you live better, not just longer. We are here for you, and we'll keep bringing you real stories, practical tips, and trusted advice every day. But even as we uncover the truth behind these bottles and capsules lining the pharmacy shelves, we must also address the emotional side of supplementation, the belief that if we're not taking something, we're not doing enough, that aging means constantly fighting against decline, and that every ache, every forgetful moment must be fixed with a pill. But sometimes, the most powerful medicine isn't in a container at all. It's in the quiet consistency of walking each day, in the laughter shared over dinner, in the nutrient-rich meals cooked with love, and in the mindful decisions we make when we slow down and ask our bodies, what do you need today? Because the wellness industry, especially in America, has turned aging into a market, where every concern becomes a product, every wrinkle a problem to be solved. But your body, your 60+ journey, is not a problem to fix. It's a masterpiece still being written, and science agrees that lifestyle interventions, like reducing stress, increasing movement, staying socially connected, and eating whole foods, often outperform supplements in preventing chronic disease, with studies from the American Heart Association and National Institute on Aging confirming that habits, not just pills, are what move the needle most for longevity and vitality. Take, for example, the power of the MIND diet, a blend of the Mediterranean and DASH diets, which in numerous US-based studies has shown to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's by up to 53% when followed closely. And it's built on simple, real foods, leafy greens, berries, whole grains, olive oil, and fish. Not a supplement in sight, yet the cognitive protection is profound. And this reminds us that sometimes what works best isn't in the vitamin aisle, but in your kitchen, your walking shoes, your relationships. And while there's nothing wrong with using supplements wisely, because they do have a place, It's vital to remember they're just that. Supplements, not substitutes. And they can never replace the wholeness that comes from living aligned with your body's rhythms, your community's support, and your heart's peace. And if you ever feel overwhelmed, unsure what to take, what to skip, what's truth and what's trend, remember you are not alone. Every week we hear from people across the U.S. who felt confused, who spent years on 10+ supplements a day, only to feel the same, or worse, until they paused and reassessed, often with a good primary care provider or a registered dietitian trained in geriatric nutrition, and found out that less was more, that food was powerful, and that real health started when they stopped chasing fixes and started embracing wholeness. One woman from Pennsylvania, age 68, shared that she cut her supplements from 12 down to 4, based on testing and guidance, and started cooking with her grandkids twice a week. And not only did her labs improve, but so did her energy, her memory, and even her joy. And this is what we want to remind you of, that the truth about vitamins after 60 isn't about fear, it's about empowerment, not about swallowing pills out of pressure, but about making informed, confident, loving choices for your body. And if you're ever unsure, start with a simple rule. Test. Don't guess. Ask your doctor for a nutrient panel. Check your vitamin D, B12, iron, and magnesium levels. See what's actually low, and build from there. Because personalization is key in this stage of life, and the right choices now can add beautiful, vibrant, mobile years ahead. And while the labels may change, the promises may get louder, and the shelves may overflow, the real truth stays quiet, steady, and clear. Your body knows what it needs, and when you listen closely, live simply, and love intentionally, you begin to feel what no bottle can promise: peace, vitality, and purpose after 60. So let this next chapter be defined not by pills but by power, your wisdom, your vibrant, growing story that says, I choose clarity, not clutter. I choose nourishment, not noise. I choose a life that's real, rooted, and radiant. And remember, at the 60+ chapter, we believe in creating a life you love, mainly after 60+ age where not much people and supports are with you. Every story we share is meant to bring hope, knowledge, and tools that help you live better, not just longer. We are here for you, and we'll keep bringing you real stories, practical tips, and trusted advice every day. Don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to listen, or if it simply gave you hope, please take a moment right now to click subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it means everything to us. It helps us reach more people like you, and it keeps the 60+ chapter channel going strong. Let's grow this beautiful community together.